What's up, ways? Welcome back to Anime Lane, the podcast where we take you down the yellow brick road of anime and have a look at everything it has to offer. As always, I'm your host, Notorious, and joining me once again today is Shaun.
Hello.
And Melina.
Hello.
Hello. Caught you off guard.
Why that caught me off guard.
I've done worse.
You have, yeah. I think that's why it caught me off guard.
That's all?
Yeah.
That's kind of small.
On today's episode, we're taking a trip to where it all began in Oshi Season 2 as we cover the last 4 episodes, episodes 10 to 13 or 21 to 24 depending on where you're watching it. You can hear more info on the previous episode of our coverage, and the description is also based on the manga by Aka Akasaka and Mengo Yukorai, which I did forget to mention in the last episode. And then it's a school sleepover in Typhoon Noruda, directed by Yojiro Arai, written by Chika Suzumura, music by Masashi Hamauzu, animation production by Studio Colorido. It released in Japan June 5th. 2015. It is licensed in the US by Sentai Filmworks. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think it's out of print, but
I can't believe we forgot to mention that thing in the last time.
yeah,
Wow.
it wasn't until I was listening back to editing it, I was like, oh, I didn't mention the manga that it was based on, and I usually try to.
That's kind of ironic given the plot, a part of the plot of the
Yeah,
last
we talked
batch of
we talked at length about manga and the manga culture.
Yeah.
In that episode, I was like, man, I feel really bad, which I think is why at some point I do actually name drop them while I was talking, because I realized mid episode
Oh fuck.
like, shit.
Sin.
That happens all the time. Like sometimes I've forgotten like release dates as well, or stuff like that. I had to patch in for the first 2 EVA episodes the release dates because I forgot, and I feel like that's kind of actually important for those specifically, considering like
Given the context.
the context of them. But yeah, anyway, Oshinoko, I assume is what we're starting with.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is the end of season 2, which was weird. I watched it, I got to the end, and I was like, yeah, that's kind of where I expected it to end. And I was like, obviously it ends with that tease for season 3.
Yeah.
For two things, you know. Obviously we finally see the dad, who
Father.
we're kind of led to believe dead, and then you see the person at the end, and you're like, yeah, that's the dad. And then there's also the script scene on, well, it's the proposal for the the thing for the movie, which again, you know, I lamented in the last episode about them not working that in better. And I was like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, we're actually heading into like the second-ish last arc of the show for season 3, and I was like, oh, that puts us pretty far in. And then I like checked, and I was like, oh, we're actually only halfway through, like purely like chapter count wise, like halfway through what's there. I was like, that arc is long, so that'll be fun, because
You think it's gonna be 1 season, 2, or one long one?
I think they would have it'll be odd because the arcs after the movie arc aren't super long, so I don't know if they would split it up and end somewhere where I think would be a ballsy place to end, but it's like the only place in the middle of that story arc you could end. And then do a second season, a 4th season, sorry, to then do the rest of the movie arc and what's the ending, essentially. So it'll be interesting, because I feel like they're in a bit of an odd place to the decision they're going to have to make for season 3, but obviously we're here to talk about season 2. I'm just
we're just speculating.
Yeah. So we have the revelation that Aqua thinks his dad is dead because Specky Boy,
That is his name.
Good luck.
brother man,
half bro man.
Yeah.
Person.
Don't start calling me bro, dude.
That'd be weird.
Reveals to Aqua that his father, air quotes, is dead.
Yeah.
From a murder suicide or double suicide.
Double suicide.
They cannot decide
No.
which one, and
Nope.
over those
They call it like lover suicide, double suicide, murder suicide, and it's like, pick one.
Yeah,
please.
over those 4 episodes, it became very confusing as to what the actual context of the.
In my mind, I just ignored all of it. I was like, he's dead.
Yeah,
He's just
that's
he's dead. That's all.
It does become important again later, so I guess it'll get cleared up. But I find the bouncing between several different terminologies
It's not a good
is
idea.
not good.
No.
So then Aqua has like no idea what to do.
A reverse quarter life crisis.
Yeah.
Where he actually heals at the end.
Yeah.
Kinda.
His star eye disappears.
Yeah. It's symbolic.
Yeah.
And he starts to smile, and it's so fucking weird.
How dare he have happy emotions?
I didn't like it. No.
No, it doesn't belong there.
It was weird in the middle of the theater arc. It's weird here.
Stop smiling.
Stop
Respectfully.
smiling.
Stop it.
Be sad.
Go back to normal.
This has been an Anime Lane message.
Shut up and get sad.
Get sad. Get sad. Get sad.
Come on. So we're in Ruby's arc.
Yes.
Ruby's in her
Finally.
Aqua era.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, hers is so short compared to
Yeah, much like season 1, she's just kind of tacked on at the end there.
Yeah. Less well this time.
Yeah.
It felt more egregious because
Yeah.
I can't remember if I mentioned it in the last episode, but I was like, I kind of want to hear what the fuck Ruby's doing during all this, because we've spent so much time on Aqua this,
which is the answer to that question is not much until she becomes plot relevant again.
Yeah.
Like the entire idol stuff basically took a back seat for,
which makes
all of
sense.
it.
Like if Kana's in the play,
Yeah.
there isn't really much they
Yeah.
can be doing, but it does mean one of your main characters
get shelved.
I
get
mean,
shelved.
Two, because we also had what's her name
Mem.
again?
Mem.
Yeah.
Mem.
Mem-chan.
You're
Yeah.
thinking of a different idol
I am.
from a different
movie.
era movie genre.
Wow, it's not the same universe. It's crazy.
But they both take place in this place called Japan.
And they both have idols. So Mem also is just not there.
Yeah,
Wow.
Mem's doing YouTube stuff, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We get one little moment where we see the rest of what's the reality show called that from season 1. We see
Real
the rest
Love?
of the cast from that in one
Something?
shot
Yeah.
on her YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So I guess she was doing that. Something like
Love Today? No.
No, it was
That was Sweet Today. That's
Yeah.
the show that they were on, the dating show.
Love for Real, some stupid
Yeah.
My point was we saw one
shot
moment
of
of,
it.
Yeah.
of that, and I was like, I guess that's what she's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about the whole arc for Ruby being, let's make a music video.
Yeah.
When last season we got let's do our first performance.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I would have liked for them to do our first venue or something.
Yeah, but I guess they do need to, have music worth
Yeah.
and music video to warrant having a venue. So
Yeah.
they need to play the game to get to,
I feel like there could have been a good arc, but more was focus on their first original song, because
Yeah.
they say up until then they've just been doing repeats of their old songs, but at that point there's only 3 to 4 episodes left, so they
Yeah.
can't really give it the time that
No.
they really could have given it.
I think the big kind of problem with this arc is that even though it's a Ruby central arc, unlike the stage play, which the vast majority of it is kind of unrelated to the underlying storyline or the main plot, this arc is fully main plot material. It kind of only really exists to serve the main plot.
Yeah, we actually move forward with the whole, they are reincarnated.
Yeah, because if a man enemy
Me.
Anemone.
music video director.
Just that's
If we can call the stepmom just CEO the whole time,
Yeah.
I think we can call music video director.
Yeah. If she weren't based out in Miyazaki,
none of this.
none of this would have happened.
No.
They would have made the music video. Aqua probably wouldn't have gone, because he only goes because he knows it's in Miyazaki and he can go and check and find his dead body.
Yeah.
Well, not him. But
Well, not him. He
Kind of him.
I love the whole conversation where he's like, I led you, Akane, to find that body. And I'm like, no, you didn't.
No.
No,
Yeah.
the fuck
the
you did
body.
not.
You're
What body?
overselling your own fucking skills there, mate.
My dog. my dog's body.
I fed you
Not
the
my
information
body.
so you would go and find it.
Yeah.
No,
No.
because she only found it because she was with
Ruby led her.
Yeah, who led her through the forest.
Also, we're gonna talk about this now. Ruby starts having some thoughts about who we know is now her brother.
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought at this point she had an inkling it was him. But no,
No.
apparently
No,
not.
I mean,
Okay.
Ruby is
Ruby.
unfortunately dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, one of those things where it's like, as the audience, you know more than your character. But that can be interesting, but that can also be, what?
Yeah.
And this is one of those. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you're sitting there, it's like, first of all, grown man. Like,
Yeah.
if he was still him, doctor, so to say,
yeah.
he'd be
Yeah.
like 40, 50?
40, 50.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's
Geriatric.
She's like 16.
Yeah.
Yep.
Girl,
Yeah.
Just
Girl.
stop.
there's a
By
limit.
the time she was old enough, he would be dead.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or in a retirement home.
Her and,
Exactly.
her and Akane talk about the age gap, and all I can think of in my mind is that's not an age gap, that's an age chasm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Akane, she's too supportive. Like,
Yeah.
if you're really
She also
friends,
doesn't understand the film.
She doesn't.
context.
She's
No.
probably thinking it's like
Yeah.
5, 10 years max.
Yeah.
even if it's 5.
I know, but like, she's also like a high school kid as
Yeah.
well. She's
Yeah.
gonna have a warped view on that.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like we needed a scene where Akane asks her, so like how many years? Like 3, 4? It's like 1, 2, 40.
This many decades.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Decades.
Yeah.
I just don't know how I feel about. Well, I like the body being found. I think it was.
That's a strange sentence.
Yeah, I know.
I'm quoting you on that.
Thanks. I feel like it's in an obvious place. I don't know.
Well,
What does it
they
mean?
do mention that it's not like a footpath or anything. It's like an
Yeah.
animal track, so it's not used by people
Yeah.
very often.
But there was like a shrine.
Yeah.
You do realize how old shrines
Yeah,
are.
no,
in Japan.
I do, but still. Like, the shrine didn't look decayed, like people have been taking care of it a little.
But these shrines are made of like stone,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they exist for like thousands of years
Yeah.
without maintenance, because they're just
Like
like
you get shrines like that.
yeah, like they're either just by the road or they're just in forests. Like there's loads, and they're most of them aren't really maintained, and like stone doesn't really decay in that way. It just kind of gets
No.
mossy.
Yeah,
and,
exactly, yeah.
and that shrine did look, covered in moss and disused.
Yeah.
Not that you use a shrine, but like
Yeah, yeah.
Sounds so bad.
yeah.
I mean, we have to know at some point it was moved so that the body could get in there.
Yeah.
Well, they don't move the shrine to get in behind it, so
Yeah,
I
which
guess
is
you could
weird.
just
Walk
drag
around.
the body in
Yeah.
around
But if
the
there's-
shrine.
see, it looks like such
Let's
a
talk
narrow space.
logistics.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we never see like a side angle to
No.
understand,
No.
but like they quite comfortably just walk past it and go
Mm-hmm.
under.
From what I kept seeing, it just looked like it was such a narrow sort of.
Yeah,
like,
I think
thing.
it's a perspective
Yeah.
issue more than anything else.
Mm.
So I was asked like, how did the body get in there?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like whoever he was chasing just came back and dragged him in there.
Yeah. Or the animals did it.
I don't think the animals.
I don't think an animal can do that.
I do like that it added a little suspense to what was just a kind of, we're shooting a music video.
Yeah. There were if it weren't for that, there would be no stakes.
No, or I don't want to say nothing would be happening, but nothing.
Nothing would be happening. Yeah, because even the music video that we see at the end is a bit like, okay,
Cool.
It's a music video.
yeah, like
It's
there,
a classic.
yeah, like there's this whole moment of inspiration from the producer where he sees like a video of Ruby and like suddenly he's got.
Oh, the songwriter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I got very scared for like a split second on
No,
where
no,
that
no,
was
no, no,
going.
no,
No.
No.
So it kind of like makes you think, oh, this is gonna be some, and he talks, I'm gonna write a masterpiece, and he's this
Yeah.
legendary producer in the scene.
Makes the most basic idol song.
And then
known
you
to man.
you hear it at the end and you see the lyrics on screen and you're like,
I guess.
is that it? Even the tune's not like that
No.
catchy.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. It'll do on an album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not single material.
No.
No. That's
Somehow
like
it gets so many views though.
yeah, it's like 8th track material. Not
Yeah,
even you
yeah.
know.
Not first 5, absolutely.
No,
not.
B-side
No.
for sure. You know, like it's not making the A
Yeah,
side.
yeah. No. Yeah. I don't know. I like the bit of the songwriter producer like struggling.
Yeah.
'Cause that's my little thing.
Yeah.
I love miserable people in an industry.
Just so
God,
dead inside
fucks me up.
creatively.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Hell yeah. But to get inspired when you see this little girl, she's gonna sing it? Wow.
Yeah, I think the way it's like constructed is like kind of misleading because it
Yes.
said, you know, like sometimes you need to see or hear the person you're writing the song for, which I understand, but to then paint this like transcendent experience.
Go through the whole. What was it? Was it Pompoko that did that with the editing stuff? Was it Pompoko that had that?
Oh, I think you're thinking about the little cinema girl.
Yeah, the
Oh,
What's her name?
Pompo.
Pompo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Pompoko.
Pompoko was the raccoon one, wasn't it?
Yes.
Fuck
I was
me.
like, what have Tanuki Balls got to do with this?
You don't remember
Yeah.
the editing team?
But I was reminded of that editing sequence in that one, and I was like, you're having a huge reaction
Yeah.
over this, my guy. Also, she's 16.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all it was a video of her being like, I'm so excited you're doing this. Get to work, bitch.
Yeah.
Fucking do it.
Not even in an idol outfit. She's just, you know,
She's just kind of there.
dance practice, slacks,
Yeah.
you know.
Like, he doesn't get a vision for what the group is
No,
at all.
uh-huh.
Which I feel like you need that.
Yeah.
Like, at least meet them IRL.
Yeah.
Because, if he's like, oh, they're like kids, I have to,
Yeah.
you can't get as suggestive and everything, of course. It feels rushed through it. Like,
Yeah.
they could have done the same thing that we had in, like, the first bit where we had the manga writer getting kind of, not stuck necessarily, but
Yeah.
struggling. We could have had that same thing with the songwriter.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe the makers of the show just had a choice. We do either or. Because if they did it again, I'd be
No, the thing with Oshinoko is that it's fairly faithful to the manga, and like this arc in the manga is just about this length. There's nothing has been added or expanded upon in the show that isn't in the manga. Like some stuff like is transformative in the sense of like the way they portrayed the screenplay is interesting because I feel they had a lot of freedom to interpret how that would look. But in terms of like the actual story and the beats and stuff like that, there's not much deviation except fucking removing some really important stuff from the first. Anyway,
You're still gonna complain about
yes, it's
until we get there.
Yeah. But yeah, unfortunately, this is just kind of how this played out in the manga. It is very tacked on. The side plot of the stage play gets more attention than
a main plot.
Because like when you think about it, like the stage play is there to link up Aqua and is it Himekawa? Is that his name?
I just saw it was a long name and I was like, I'm not gonna remember.
I think
that.
his name's Himekawa.
Bro.
Big
Sure.
bro.
Half bro. And we spend more time on the drama and inner workings of the actual stage play and the adaptation process. And then we find out he's his brother at the end, almost after it all. And then we have this, other story where Ruby, I guess, gets motivation to be a little evil. I don't really know how to describe.
She's in her Aqua phase.
Yeah.
She goes emo.
It does kind of feel like they're passing the torch a little too literally.
Yeah.
Where it's like, Aqua is no longer seeking revenge. Shit, what's driving the plot forward? Ruby!
Flip the coin.
I would say that it's a weird way of motivating Ruby into like a more active character.
Yes.
Because even though the season ends the way it does, it's not really a spoiler to say that like Aqua still participates and seeks revenge because he kind of realizes by the end that his dad's not actually dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Akane figures it out before he does.
Yeah.
Because, Super Detective Akane strikes again.
I
Yeah.
mean, didn't she just say, like, it doesn't make fucking sense?
Yeah.
And he's not seeing it.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, it makes total sense, sweetie. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Fucking idiot.
I guess he was willing to just accept that so he could move on.
Yeah, be an actual, real human being.
Yeah.
For once.
But a little bit.
But this arc's just such a strange way of moving a Ruby into like a more active role, and it's weird to also then backseat Aqua in the way they do during that to like almost demotivate him.
That's what it feels like, truly. Like he's just kind of empty-headed going through the world.
I love that one shot where like he's just on the couch and it's like his knees are up to his chest and he's just like, I'm waiting for the plot to continue.
Hey, what you doing, kid?
Yeah, he's just like, I have nothing else to do now.
I love how
this
this
is story beats. I'll be back.
I love how it's a Biko Machi meeting and he's just there for some reason. Like he could be at home reading Sweet Today. Like he
He'd
don't
be so
need
bored.
To, yeah, I mean true, but boy. No, I'm not gonna make the joke.
It's important. It's important because now we can focus fully on the love triangle.
Yeah,
we love love triangles.
We don't need it.
Don't you love love triangles?
Don't worry about it.
Okay, good. Fantastic. Yeah, like they tried to seed it in a little during the stage play with Kana, and I don't think it works. She's such a spiteful little bitch.
Yeah.
I don't think she could.
It's such a strange setup because like Ruby's far too gung ho over Akane.
Yeah.
Like she don't know her, and she's already like, "Can I call you sister?" Like,
oh my god, bestie!
Because you're obviously gonna marry him eventually. That's just a guarantee.
Like Aqua has said to her face multiple times, "It's a work thing."
It's a work thing. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get married.
Okay, yeah, yes.
I do love the slowly developing relationship between Akane and Aqua.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's done well because it's definitely showing respect to the fact that he is older mentally.
Yes,
and
yeah.
she's like a teenager that's been through shit.
Yeah.
So they're both mature in their own ways, and I'm happy they're just, taking it easy.
Yeah.
Until they're both a full legal age.
Please.
Well, I mean, technically in Japan they are of legal age.
We don't want to open that box.
Yeah.
Which is, I guess, makes the conversation they have at one point less weird.
Yeah.
Where she's like, all you think about is kissing and sex, and I'm like, who brought that up?
Yeah.
Like, where did this come from?
Ben, am I right?
And then Aqua's like, yeah, sure.
He's like, I can't deny that I do think about it. And it's like, you know what? Good for you for admitting that.
Yeah.
I mean, what else is he gonna say?
But equally, it's not the topic of conversation.
No.
Their relationship is in no way
anything
like that.
No.
So, like, where she's bringing that up from, like, I guess, it does, show the difference in mentality. Where she's, like, I guess, emotionally still immature in that sense. And obviously she's thinking he has boy brain.
Which he does, but it's a little more developed.
Yeah, it's a little more developed. He can control
boy brain.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that conversation. It
Yeah.
comes out like on the
Happens
bridge.
on the bridge where he
Yep.
saved her from killing herself.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
be
I forgot about that. As I watched it, I was like, this is familiar. It's like, oh yeah, it's the bridge where he like, why would we talk about this here? Why would we like come back here?
She even brings it up.
Remember the good old days where you saved me after I was so depressed and tried to kill myself?
And all you want to do is fuck me now.
Look at us now.
Calm.
Spray. What a gal.
What a gal.
What a gal.
That whole bridge, a lot of the way that the dialogue on that bridge felt was really weirdly constructed to me.
Yeah.
Because like it sort of, I don't know. Did you mention at some point there was a lot of dialogue in the subs that was like being cut out, or was that something else?
No, that was The Girl Who Leapt Through Time. There was
okay.
like, I think maybe 15 lines worth of like plot critical dialogue that were just missing.
Oh, neat.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Okay, but like from the way that whole scene was created, it felt like for me it felt like the subtitles were starting to skip a little a bit, and I was like, am I missing something, or is the dialogue just sort of jumping between different places? I don't know if that was just me. Just the way that scene was constructed. It wasn't anywhere else.
I think it's like it's a weird thing of they're kind of having two different conversations type situation.
Okay.
And obviously there's like the different underlying motivations for each character. Like Aqua always wants to be one step ahead of people, and so he always wants to think like, oh no, but I've been using you this whole time for XYZ reason. Whereas Akani's like, that's bullshit. You're talking bullshit.
Yeah.
You're hyping yourself way too up.
Yeah.
Teen boy.
You just want to get... No, I'm not going to make that joke again.
Do I need to spray?
No. So I think it's that little bit of like... They're having the same conversation, but both have like such a vastly different perspective on the conversation at hand, that it does make it feel a little weird, and that can be an interesting thing to do. But if you don't have the right back and forth, I think it comes off more confusing than it needs to be.
Sort of stilted in how it's constructed.
Yeah. And considering the overall quality of Sentai's translations is usually a little lacking, it may come down to maybe that more than anything else. But I can say the same for like the Netflix translation's not any better, really.
Man,
you can't win. You really can't win.
No.
But yeah, it's probably a multi-layered thing.
Yeah.
But I get where you're coming from, because it was a little hard to follow the conversation at times, where it was like, oh god, will someone just stick on topic, please?
No, especially because it was so back and forth and sudden. Like, did I miss a line? Where someone said something that led to this? No, she's just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just nuances or something
Maybe.
that we're missing.
Also, only like a tiny bit related, but the other scene where they're talking and like he's saying like, oh, I led you to the body and stuff, and like we've already talked about how that's bullshit, just on this part, but also at some point I'm surprised Akane didn't think he's just a fucking murderer.
Yeah.
Like he killed the guy, because that's if I was her and I didn't know about, you know, the whole spiritual reincarnation thing, I'd think, you know a lot of the details about this for someone who wasn't there.
Yeah. But considering, like, I guess she would kind of know it wasn't him, considering the body's been there for like 15 years or something.
Yeah, but like, I'd still give some pause of like, how the fuck?
Yeah. He does also bring that up out of nowhere. Like, he just, you know.
I mean, I guess you can once again push it off to she's slightly mature, and so maybe she's just thinking like, it's weird that he knows so much, but you know, we've all gone on rabbit holes before. Yeah. We've all been there.
She is that super detective who just knows,
and it is a fully decayed body.
Yeah, I guess she also has no reason to like disbelieve the whole we were born here, acquaintance, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe call into question the fact that he, you know, only stayed there for like what, 6 months?
Yeah.
A year. So you would have no memory.
Yeah, no, that's true.
But then I guess she doesn't know that. He says they grew up there, and so does Ruby. I keep getting their names mixed up this episode.
It's almost like they're twins.
Yeah. They're both rather feminine names, to be honest, too.
Yeah.
But I guess like both of them almost by accident reinforcing each other's stories kind of makes her, there's no point in really questioning what he's saying type thing. Other than him being like, I led you to the body. No, that's fucking
like,
dumb.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You led her to a ledge, then was like, my dog died here.
A family pet.
Yeah.
Something very important. It's not my body.
Hypothetically speaking, if you lost a dog,
where do you think the animals would drag it to?
Yeah.
Or if you killed the dog, where would you put it?
Yeah.
Like if you didn't want people to find out, you know.
Hypothetically, do you think how long would it take for someone to bleed out from here?
asking for a friend, and he kind of means that literally.
Yeah.
It was interesting to see him go back to the hospital, though.
Yeah.
I mean, both Ruby and Aqua going back.
He didn't need to go to his old house.
No, we don't give a shit.
No.
No offense. No, we don't give a shit.
That should have put a canny on edge. 100%.
Yeah.
Like, this
And
is my
you know the
friend's
intimate
house.
details of his backstory.
Yeah, because she was there with him in the house.
She was standing in the doorway of the
yeah,
house.
yeah.
She didn't go in.
Like-
He kind of like stood in the foyer and
Goes off.
waxed lyrical about his previous life.
Yeah.
Because, like, so from her perspective, at this point, she'd found the body?
This happens after.
Okay, because otherwise, it's fucking weird.
Yeah, no, it'd
that
be
this kid-
even weirder if the body had already been found. But no, this happens before.
I mean,
that.
I hope she doesn't have the brain power to think about it afterwards, or how did she know this guy if he's been dead for so long, and we don't start, you know, remembering things until we're like 6, 7 years
Uh-huh.
old.
But she's Akane. She always has the brain power.
Oh no.
I'm trying to remember if one of them mentions like their mother, obviously, who we know as Ai, talking about it. I feel like one of them gave a quick excuse of how they would know.
Maybe my mother talked about him.
Yeah, I
think
think
so.
I think someone said something. I can't remember if
yeah.
it's Aqua or Ruby, but I think
it might have
one
been
of
Ruby.
them. I feel like it was
Yeah.
Ruby, yeah, when they were already like on the trail to finding his body.
Just like off track, like not when she was talking about, oh, we drove around in the car, which gives me intimate knowledge of the area, but like something about when they were born or whatever.
Yeah.
There's maybe an offhand mention.
Also, Ghost Girl. What the fuck?
Oh,
Silent Hill Girl.
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Who the fuck
Legit.
is she?
Yeah,
For like a
she
split second,
appeared-
I thought she'd be like the weird ghostly apparition of Ruby's previous life.
Mm.
From
Yeah, just
Just, you know, with hair.
yeah, don't overthink it right now because she's not going to show up again for a while.
Okay, you
I
look
thought you
you
were
look
gonna
kind of
say
tired talking
ever
about it, so I
again.
don't know if I should be excited or concerned.
I finished the manga and I still don't feel like I have
Oh, goody.
an answer.
Okay,
Neat,
I'm
neat.
going with my second theory. She's just a god.
She's there.
Kinda, I guess.
She's a spirit that just talks to them and will. It's up for
Unclear.
interpretation.
Yeah. Unclear. She does become an actual character at some point. Like,
She's a
Aqua just kind of grabs hold of her. And I'm like, okay.
You're a real being now. Oh.
She is the anime girl incarnation of Raven from the hit show Raven. That's a deep cut for
Yeah.
us.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Let the fuckiness begin. You're not gonna get any of that,
No.
Melina. I'm so sorry.
No.
There's a lot of ravens in this part of the show, okay?
Yeah, there's a few too many, I think. It's kind of on the nose to me. Whenever a character starts noticing a few too many ravens, I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. We all know what you're trying to say.
Where's the fucking death knell?
I think this season already used like raven's feathers at some point as a visual thing earlier anyway. Which I was like, oh yeah, this character's gonna show up soon.
Gosh, God. Was she given a name? I
No.
don't think so. No.
That's so
Like,
Raven.
like I say,
That's so Raven.
That's so Raven.
don't worry about it.
I love when you say that and you're like, ugh, it's not gonna fucking matter.
yeah.
Don't
you
waste
just-
brain power
You sound
on this
so
one.
tired every time you say it.
It's just such an odd element where she comes up a few times and then she becomes like a character for a bit, but she kind of serves no real purpose.
Oh, goody.
Yeah.
Oh,
I love it when that happens.
yeah, I love how that just
The-
appear.
The Bran Stark method of like important characters.
Yeah.
They're there. They're kind of creepy. They know shit. They're not gonna be fucking point. They're not gonna have a fucking point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Until they're needed.
Yeah, for like that one thing.
Yeah.
And then we're like, good. We use them.
Yeah.
He's
Hey,
king now.
Character
Yeah.
over. Character over.
Woo! Arc done.
Done.
We're such good writers.
But yeah.
What
Don't
a
worry about
season.
Overall, I like the season.
Yeah. I think it's I really like the stage play arc, even though it's, you know, highly unimportant, really.
I talked about I would genuinely watch Tokyo Blade if it was a
Yes. But I think it's just like there is an element of Oshinoko where the slice of life stuff can be very entertaining and good, and especially when it does a little bit with the industry as well.
Yes.
It's what I liked about season 1 a lot, because I still think season 1 overall was stronger than this one, but like that had a lot more of the slice of life stuff, I feel, and put more focus on that, and
because they were like growing up, especially,
and also like there was more of a balance between Aqua and Ruby in season 1, and like I talked about last time, I wanted more of Ruby's story, like the sort of through, because that's interesting. I find the whole dynamic between her and the rest, like the other two idols, very interesting, but we didn't get any focus on that.
No,
other than these last few episodes.
I think that's overall my one critique of the whole thing, both anime and manga, is that there's never, it's never Aqua and Ruby. It's always tit for tat.
Yeah,
you get Aqua, and then you'll have Ruby. You know, like one story arc of one character, next story arc, the other.
Yeah, I mean, they intertwined it a little in the first season, where at the end he was, you know, the one supporting them with the light sticks.
Like they're always kind of present.
Yeah.
But there's never like a really great deal of both of these characters are maneuvering within this story arc as importantly as the other one.
They're less two sides of the same coin and more like two very different coins that just sort of intersect occasionally.
Because like Ruby does show up during the stage play arc, but once.
Like she only gets a line.
Yeah.
And it's to say, hey, there's the director.
Yeah. Well, she shows up to like find out where Aqua is to meet him.
Yeah.
And then someone tries to give her someone does give her their number.
Yeah, and then he's revealed to be a dick like 5 seconds later.
And that's it. That's her whole thing in the stage play. And it's, you know, the idol performance at the end of season 1, Aqua just kind of supports them, which is like cool because it leads back into like him and his previous life. But yeah, there's never like a great moment of
synergy.
Yeah. It's always one or the other, which I guess in a way makes sense. Where like, they're twins, they're siblings, but ultimately because they've got the memories of their previous life, they never act.
Yeah. And it's also, I feel like it's really weird because a lot of, I don't know if marketing is the right term, but a lot of like the promotional stuff shows them as like the two main characters, and even like the OP and like less the ED, because it's basically just Ruby for like all the ED, which also again really made it weird when she wasn't in the actual episodes, but she was in all of the EDs. That was just focused on her. Made me feel like there was going to be something bigger happening near the end of the season, but it didn't.
Nope. No. There's more I in the opening than Ruby. And there's actually like very little mention of I this season at all.
Yeah, only I think during the stage play. When, you know, Aqua's having his little moment. That's when you know, casually being mentioned here and there, but we only like see her.
The one other interesting part was again in like when they talk about like room tours and stuff, and Ruby says Ruby doesn't want to and then we cut to her room and it's got like eye posters on like one wall, and it's like I might have to take these down because it might be sus.
Not really. She's. I find that funny because it's like, girl, you are in B Komachi.
Yeah, I know.
It would make sense if you idolized B Komachi.
But in her head, it's like, this is too close.
They're gonna know. They're gonna know immediately.
Like you have that moment where like you know logically this doesn't connect to something, but in your head it feels like it's too close.
I mean, I guess
you feel like it's obvious to everyone else.
I guess the concern is if you actually do stand Aqua and Ruby next to a picture of I, you may notice that they look...
Hey, why do you have these eyes?
That they have like a familial resemblance. But
everyone who basically knew I in the show basically says, so like Ruby specifically in the idol stuff, you remind me a lot of I. Almost suspiciously so.
But we'll look into that when the plot demands.
I'm looking at it right now, but you know, I'm sensing something.
There's something up here.
But
that's for later.
That's for another season, which doesn't come out till next year.
I mean, we waited a while for this one as well.
But I think there's only a year between them, 2023 and 2024.
Wow.
But I want it now. I want season 3 now.
Yeah, I thought it would have been this year, but I guess let's not work animators to death.
Yeah, that's true.
We respect
Yes,
creatives
and there is a lot of
yes.
production value in Oshinoko.
Oh, yeah.
Like it constantly looks really good, and then there's moments where it pulls it out and does really good stuff. Like, didn't need to see Kana as Ai's dead body, but
No.
Thanks, animators, but
Yeah.
fuck you, animators. I gotta mention it. I like that little touch when it's like the flashback with like the past lives of Aqua and Ruby, and then like it's when the past life of Ruby's dying. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting the past life names. Sarina. Yeah. When she's dying, and then like it cuts to pre-Aqua, and then just in like the reflection of like the window, you see the outlines of like Ruby and Aqua. I thought that was a really nice touch. I don't know why, I just really liked that part.
Godro.
Doctor.
Godro.
Doctor Man.
No.
That was
I
Oshinoko.
think that's Oshinoko season 2. Yeah.
I feel like it should have embraced more silliness.
Agreed.
Like season 1, we had a lot of silly moments.
Yeah,
Here we
yeah.
had only a little bit.
There was no peon,
no
peon.
peon. No.
except for as a censor,
Yeah.
Yeah.
a brand.
Yep. Peon.
Yeah. I mean,
I
we
miss
had
him.
some silliness moments when we had like they talked about room tour, and Mem was just like, if you feature stuff, that's tax deductible.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
I
was
love that.
Chanel.
That really
Gucci.
smooth animation of Kana. Let's get filming.
This is my liquid cooled gaming PC setup that I bought.
Why did she have that set up? I did not.
Because
I'm
it's
sorry.
tax deductible.
No, I gotta ask. I did not expect her to have that set up. What the fuck?
She bought it.
She-
because
She's a gamer.
She said she thought she was going to start live streaming, so...
I know, but like, Jesus Christ, that's a lot.
Well, when the girl goes in, she goes all out.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Like those little moments, I think, are what made season 1 so fun.
Mhm.
Was we had a
Yeah.
lot of kind of like having those type of
Yeah, yeah.
moments, and I wish we had more.
Yeah.
Mem
Yeah.
sort of tries to pick up that slack in the last like few episodes, but
Yeah.
like the main joke is she's old.
She's
lol.
old, yeah.
Yeah, which is like she's 24.
25.
Yeah, 25.
Oh no.
Yeah. She's almost 30.
Yeah, 5 years. That's not much. Real.
Wasn't that like a big plot point in the first season as well, when
Yeah.
everyone found out like,
Uh-huh.
holy shit, you're
Yeah.
not 14. Like no.
Like, how much did you lie? It
You
was
know,
like 7 years.
just about 7 years. 8. She has a relatable backstory, so it's okay.
It's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
Great.
I wish we get more men next season.
Yeah.
She's underutilized in both seasons.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
That whole joke where it's like, I'm filming after 10 because that's when the minors don't have to work
Yeah.
anymore, but I do because I'm old. It was great to watch this on my birthday.
Yeah. So yeah, that's season 2.
Yeah.
Did we scored
We
season
scored
1?
season
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember what my score for season 1
Same.
was, to be honest.
I'd give this 7.5, maybe an 8.
I think I'm in the 8 camp.
I think I'm in a 6 because I believe if I gave the last season a 7, I would give this a 6. If I gave the last season a 6, I would give this a 5. It's just below.
Yeah, you
Like
gotta
1
make it
point
clear it's
below
not as
whatever
good.
I said
Yeah.
last time.
That makes sense because
Yeah.
you stated that you didn't enjoy the theater stuff as
No,
much.
like again, couldn't care for Tokyo Blade.
And
And that was like the main thing this whole season.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want more of this idol bullshit, them trying to be YouTubers, men being like, let me give you the rundown of statistics. This is the percentage of people in Japan. This is the percentage of people that have an account.
Yeah, you see, that
have
was
less
great.
than 1,000
Yeah.
subscribers. See, that's what I want.
I feel like that also hit hard for just us specifically on seeing that.
Yeah, I don't want the stats for English
Yeah,
speaking.
yeah.
No, I mean, I've always had a realistic outlook on that.
Yeah.
I'm very, very aware.
We love that anyone who's listening, by the way.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
we're doing all right. The arrows are green, pointing up.
And that's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
Yay.
But yeah, more of that, but also you're wrong on Tokyo Blade.
Get fucked.
Skill issue.
But yeah, looking forward to next season.
Mhm.
I'm
Yeah,
wondering what they'll do. And we'll
I
be
really
back
gotta
to
read the
cover
manga.
it.
I really gotta read the manga.
You do, but
I said I would
Good
at the end of
luck,
last
the-
season.
Yeah, you did.
the app that it's on has now paywalled everything.
I know.
Oh, wow.
I think that was like the thing that sort of stopped me because like you only get to view each chapter once for free.
Yeah, that was how it used to work,
Oh,
and now
no,
it
it
has 3 different tiers of membership. Yeah,
I'll find ways.
yeah. I will. I can facilitate.
Hook me up.
But yeah, we're this puts the show about halfway through, if I remember correctly. I think it finishes around chapter 80. Though the bit at the end where we see the proposal, that's a later chapter. About 20 chapters ahead or something like that. Just a quick glimpse to set up the next story arc. So yeah, and I think there's what 147 chapters, 160 something chapters. So we're about halfway through.
Okay.
So maybe 1 or 2 seasons, depending how they want to go about the movie arc. But yeah,
They'll make it a movie.
they better not. That's too much to put into a movie.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, that pilot episode was basically a movie.
It was.
And I was,
yeah.
and having rewatched it, I was like, I kind of like the episode format a lot more.
Yeah, it works for that one specific storyline, if only because that's a whole volume of the manga, whereas the next story arc takes place over multiple volumes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we will return for
We'll
Oshinoko.
be back.
Yeah.
Oshinoko will return. And then we do have another little thing. I've just
Yep.
realised the clock. I'm going, oh shit. Typhoon Noruda.
This was a nice beta for Weathering with You.
Yeah.
I don't like short films that are clearly just meant to be seen by studios to be picked up for a full film.
I don't think that was the intention with this.
Well, it was not a good short film.
It felt like that a little bit. I will.
Yeah,
I'm not
it
gonna
was.
lie.
It was fine. It was serviceable. But it's 30 minutes, and before you know it, everything's over and done with.
Yeah.
Not even. It's like 23 minutes, really.
It is. Yeah, actually, I keep forgetting that like 6 minutes of the
It's so much credits.
credits. Yeah,
It's an episode of a show.
it is.
Yeah.
It is literally the length of a TV anime episode. So you don't get to really know any characters. You don't really get to know
The world.
the plot. It happens and then it's over and done with, and the animation's good.
Yeah.
I would say that I think this is just, it's not to be shown to a studio picked up for a full film. I think it's more Studio Colorido's, I think it was their first production, maybe second, and even the one before that was like a 5-10 minute short film. So I think it's more to show what they're capable of as
Yeah,
a studio, which is good animation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Give them that.
I like
Yeah.
it. The part with the sort of hole in the ground. I
Yeah.
didn't know what else to call it. I was going to call it a well, but I was like, it's not really.
No.
The spirit well sort of thing. That was nice. I liked all of that. But like, in terms of story,
Yeah, the story's.
Yeah.
I had more ideas on where it was possibly going that were more interesting than where it actually went.
Yeah, I think it really does suffer now because Weathering with You exists.
Yeah.
And they are entirely unconnected. I want to say that.
Yeah.
Completely different studio, completely different staff. No relation whatsoever. Even not a single person that worked on either of these worked on the other.
And like, most of the story is different.
Most
as
of the
well.
story is different, but you watch it now and you go, wow, yeah, Weathering with You done an idea like this far better.
Yeah.
It just made me want to rewatch that movie.
Yeah, literally.
I literally looked at the Blu-ray of it, like, on the shelf after I watched it, and was like, do I? No, not until after this recording block.
Later.
I'll be back later.
Soon.
Calling out to you like the Green Goblin mask.
No, I haven't done the recording yet, but you want to.
But you could, and it will mess up your brain, and you will mix up the story.
No, I've already done that for one other thing. I can't do it twice.
But yeah, it's fine. And as like a, excuse me,
Excused.
the character designer Hiroyasu Ishida.
You
I
don't
should
sound so
double-
confident.
I should double check the name, but he directed Penguin Highway.
Ah, that makes sense.
He also I can't remember if he directed another Studio Colorido film. I can't remember if it was it Drifting Home?
I did like Drifting.
That was a good one, yeah.
Yeah.
That
Not
also calls to
Colorado.
me every time I see Netflix.
Come to me.
They're in the water, come on.
Come on, where would they go?
They all float.
Hiroyasu Ishida, I was right, yeah. So he directed Penguin Highway and then Drifting Home. And he did character design on this.
Nice.
I think. Did he also do animation direction? Because I feel like it looks similar enough to
Yeah.
Penguin Highway
Yeah.
that I would believe he was.
Is this enough for the X cut?
Mm.
Damn it.
No, we still got like 2 other
So
Studio
soon.
Colorido films to watch. I
We'll
think.
get there.
Yeah, because there's a Whisker Away and My Oni Girl, their new one on Netflix. Both are on Netflix, and then there's also the Burn the Witch prequel thing
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
that adapts the prologue chapter.
That I wish had come out.
Yeah, which
first.
really should have been part of their original adaptation because it.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow, that was a long time
Yes,
ago.
it was.
That was actually Burn the Witch was what we covered with Oshinoko episode 1.
Fucking
Wow.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
I didn't realize that until I was looking through the episode list the other night, and I was like, "Holy shit, that's crazy!"
Yeah, that is such a dynamic.
We've managed to link up Studio Colorido again with Oshinoko.
Totally intentional.
Yeah.
No, I'm not even gonna pretend.
We're gonna have to put off one of those films, one of those other films until season 3 comes out.
Yep.
Do you mean season 4?
What?
We're in season 3 right now.
No.
Oh, you
I
mean?
meant
Oh,
Oshinoko.
sorry, Oshinoko. I was confused.
Yeah, that's
I was
fair.
like, what do you mean? What do you mean when you
What do
say
you mean
words?
we've done this for 3 years now.
No, don't say that. Don't say that.
We're still halfway through like year 2, guys.
We're young. We're youthful. Yeah.
I actually bought Typhoon Noruda, I think, that recording session.
Oh wow.
I think so. I've had it like a long time. It's been on the drive for a long time
So
to
that's
watch.
been calling to use like the
Yeah.
Green Goblin mask.
Because I not like super like I'm not big brain about it, but like I do try to facilitate EX episodes getting made.
Yeah.
From
From a practical standpoint.
From a practical
yeah.
standpoint, yeah, I'll look at a studio and go, is it worth covering all of these films? Or a director and go, is it worth covering all of these films? And if like there's just enough or like there's not too much, like
Yeah.
I'll go, yeah, okay, we can feasibly do that alongside obviously no brainers like Makoto Shinkai and Satoshi Kon, you know, ones that like you kind of go, I could probably do all right.
You had a moment while we were like watching these where you were like, fuck, I should have put in like one of these like Shinkai shorts as one of
Yes,
this
yeah.
instead, because that would have made more progress. You didn't realize that until after
No.
we had decided all this.
Yeah.
We'll get another
Next time.
opportunity.
Yeah, because the credits rolled and obviously was thinking Shinkai was on the brain because how close it is to
Yeah.
Weathering with You, and I had actually listened back to our Children Who Chase Lost Voices episode, and I was like, damn, how many Shinkai films do we actually have left to watch? And it's 2 plus a short film, and I was like,
Could have.
would have made more sense if we put the Shinkai short.
It's too
no.
late now.
But I think that's only because this is kind of a nothing short.
Yeah.
Yes.
For what it was,
Yeah.
it was fine.
It looks cool.
It looks cool.
Yeah.
Alien
And
girl.
that's.
I'm always down to listen to a good song over the credits as well.
Love the credits. Love the credits.
I only think that's because I like Galileo Galilei, the band. So like,
Yeah, no, that's. I did not like this short film. It just. They're gonna go in, assume you care. which is the worst thing you can do.
Yeah.
Because I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You gotta tell me why. Why do I care?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, these two boys are fighting. I don't fucking know these boys. I don't know who's wrong.
I
don't
like
know
how it
who's
never
right.
actually properly like
No.
clears up why.
No,
No.
exactly.
Men, am I right?
Boys will be boys.
Yeah.
They fight and then they're like, who's the girl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up with her?
You
What's
help.
her deal?
We help.
Yeah. Neat. So neat.
With the way they were fighting and the way their relationship was set up, I thought for sure that like the end they were just gonna be like gay or something.
That would have actually been better outcome.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, okay, that's cool. That's an interesting thing that
Yeah.
this could do. No.
No.
They fill on JoJo like attempt to save her
Yeah.
at the end.
Yeah.
They
Like,
throw a ball.
they throw a ball. They feet like
Tarantino.
Yeah, they
Yeah, no,
supported. Yeah, which I was like, man, this is the weirdest JoJo's
Yeah.
entry I've ever seen.
Which is funny. I wouldn't.
Caesar.
Which is weird because this is out of all the things we watched for this vlog, it's not the most JoJo
It's
thing.
really not, but that one moment I was like, okay.
I just like that the world was saved by throwing a fucking ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he picked that ball up, I was like, there is no way.
You're not just gonna. Okay.
Oh, there it is. Chekhov's baseball.
Like, what was
Yeah.
that I said? And to you, I was like, everybody get clear. He's going to throw some serious ball.
Yeah. Move it. Stand back.
Conclude the story.
Give him room. Give him room.
Come on, remember back. He's gonna do it.
Watch a master at work.
We don't even know this girl.
No.
What? She gets introduced. She's naked in school. I'm like, what
Alien.
the fuck? What
Yeah.
the fuck is her deal?
I was
Who
like-
the fuck?
I was like,
gets
this is not the
fully
changing room. You
changed?
can't do that
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, and is that supposed to be like, oh, it's because she's out of this world? No, she's fucking insane to me. Like, if I
Yeah.
see that, I'm not gonna think alien.
Yeah.
I'm gonna think, girl, you need like help.
Yeah.
It's not like she didn't have clothes. They were just there. She was just getting undressed for no reason.
Yeah.
And I was like, girl, this is a classroom and you're a child.
Yeah, and then she just starts floating away and
Becomes
and,
Storm from X-Men.
I would put down Pikachu, but okay. Which then when
No,
the
with
alien
the way she was
thing,
standing
Yeah,
on
it was
that,
very
Yeah.
Storm.
I know.
I heard the X-Men theme.
Yeah. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Probably didn't help I had the cartoon in the background, but you know.
No, I don't know. I just like it looks pretty. It just assumes you care about everything,
Yeah.
and I don't. So you're just kind of taking it in, and you're like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay,
Cool.
and that's it.
For 20 minutes.
Yeah, it doesn't move you. It doesn't do anything to
No.
you. You don't leave with any feeling. You're just like, cool credits.
No, yeah,
That's it.
my biggest takeaway was I jokingly said, "Is that an alien?"
Yeah. I was about to make that joke. Is that an alien?
And then she was an actually. I was like, "Oh my god!"
What was she? I mean, it heavily implied she was an alien, but like for a while.
That's a spaceship. So
I know,
she's
but like
an
for
alien.
a while I was like, is she supposed to be a spirit that looks like an alien?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, when the ship thing came out, I doubled down on my, that's her Pokemon?
It's Deoxys!
And the whole necklace thing, it's just, they throw it at you.
I completely
Yeah.
And then-
fucking forgot.
At some point, they
She's wearing two
lore dump.
necklaces as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. They lore dump on you and you're like, I don't give a single
No.
shit. I would have been more interested if you didn't tell me what the fuck was going on.
Yeah.
But no, it's like, no, I'm from another dimension and I opened the portal and the portal's gonna do this. I'm like, what?
I have been sent to rebirth this world.
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that?
She doesn't explain.
No.
Okay.
Is that actually gonna kill all of us, or is that just like, you know, a neutral sort of, you know, just reset?
yeah,
Yeah.
just
Try
kind of
again.
like.
Because all she does is create a typhoon.
Yeah.
Like, that's the extent that we see of that. Like,
You'd think there'd be an environmental message like a certain other film,
yeah,
but no.
no.
No, I'm gonna typhoon the world, supposedly.
Yeah.
Love
We don't
Also,
know.
they're on an island.
I mean, Japan's an island.
Yeah, no, but like the opening shot
So, yes.
is
Yes.
like an island.
Yeah.
And it's not Japan. It's like a small.
This one island really pissed some god off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the fucking Orange Islands.
Yeah, was it just that island that needed to be rebirthed? Like,
we gotta call fucking Moltres, Articuno, Zapdos, just get all of them here.
it just. It left me with such an, okay, I do not care to look up what this means. I
Yeah.
do not care to find out what all of this is
Yeah.
about. We're done. Okay.
Yeah.
Done.
Lamau get typhooned.
Yeah.
Idiot.
Yeah, like, they could have explained it, but if only they did it in a way that made sense.
Yeah.
Because to me, what I got from her little info dump was So you're just gonna like turn it off and turn it back on again.
Yeah. You
Like,
Hello, this is IT. Have you tried turning it off?
the end can basically be summed up as I think you should leave.
Yes.
and I think that's what it should do.
And
Yeah.
what's her name? Noruda.
Wow, it's like the name
It's
of
the name
thing.
of the thing.
Yeah.
They
That's
said
why
it.
they call it that.
I mean, it opens on the whole, announcement. There's a typhoon incoming. He's like, I wonder what? That's crazy. It's not like the movie.
There is a typhoon on this island of Noruda.
What?
Wow.
I would have been more interested in a story of just school kids stuck in a school
Yeah.
during a tornado. Them having to like use their art projects to cover up the broken
Yeah.
windows. So much more interesting.
Also,
Make it a
how the
character
fuck did the
thing.
windows get broken? We don't see that.
There's one like traffic sign that blows through.
Yeah.
Oh,
That we
okay.
follow through the wind, and I'm like, oh, of
yeah.
course, yeah.
Right, okay.
But that's it.
Just because it cuts to like him running at the classroom and they're like clearing up the glass,
Yeah.
and I was like, what the fuck happened here? We've missed something.
Yeah.
No, like, and no teacher is like, should we get away from the windows?
Yeah,
No
like
teacher gives a fuck.
move them into the the gym or something like
Yeah.
that.
Over basement or just the hallway.
Yeah.
The hallway would be a great.
Anything structurally sound.
A
Yeah.
lot of Japanese schools, and you kind of see it in this one. The hallways have like big windows.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's at least further from the window. That's
True.
art, like directly outside. Because legit, a girl gets glass rained on her.
Yeah.
And they're like, I guess we gotta patch this up. Like,
Is she alive?
to the nurse.
She's breathing.
Yeah.
She seems fine, I guess.
23
But there's
minutes.
this alien girl.
Alien.
And she opened the portal. See, they're like, yeah, glass gets rained on this, poor little
Yeah.
student girl. But back to our little hole in the ground.
Can't just do that.
You can't just. There's so much potential in the idea of this.
Yeah.
If we just
But
get
we
rid
only-
of the base of the idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because it's 20 minutes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
5
There's
out of 10.
really not
Nothing.
much to talk about.
No, there really
5
isn't.
out of 10.
Yeah, I find it a hard one to score because like it's nothing, but it looks good.
5.5 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think 5 is probably like a solid score. Yeah.
It wasn't bad, it wasn't good, it wasn't enough of anything.
Yeah.
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 I'm a 4. 'cause
Yeah,
I-
that's-
yeah. It's just so. Like
Yeah.
you've watched it and it doesn't do anything to you.
The credits roll and you go, wait. Oh, okay, that's it. Okay.
Okay, neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
It doesn't feel overly long. I think that's the one big compliment I can give it.
It doesn't bore me because it is only 20 minutes.
No, but there's some things that you could watch and it's like 20 minutes and you're thinking, oh,
my
god, just
fucking
Yeah.
end it.
Yeah.
I remember, was it like Children of the Sea or something like of that? Which
that was like 2 hours.
yeah, but every 10 minutes felt
Yeah.
like a fucking eternity.
It
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
I think I like went through a whole day watching that, and it was only like 2 hours.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's fair.
that was definitely a time checker.
Yeah.
Like, oh god, still an hour.
Yeah, you
It's
keep
been
bringing up
5
the
minutes.
play
Yeah,
bar
yeah.
like, oh god.
Oh. Wow.
Watch Weathering with You instead.
Yes,
Yes.
watch Weathering with You. I think that's
That's
the episode.
yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for listening to this. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.